Hello, good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio on this Burns night, 2022. Join myself, Oxshare, on the show this evening. It's my mucker Bridge and the legend. Yes, the legend that is Ur Jaffa. How are we doing, gents?
How you doing, Ox? Great to be here. Thanks for having me, pal, on Burns night tonight. Can't wait. Looking forward to the show.
Oh, can I just say a huge good evening to you two guys? Massive good evening to the boys in the lobby. To all the Rangers fans all over the world listening in. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
Okay, it's over to Bridgeman for a bit of Burns.
A bit of Burns. Oh, wad the poor the gift of gears to see ourselves as others see us. There you go. There's a wee bit of Burns. And there's another song. That's some there. Some he meet and cannot eat. Some in and
Very
want
good,
it.
mate.
Eh?
Very good, mate.
We can eat and we can eat. So let the Lord be thanking.
I've got a wee bit of all just for you, Jaffa. Yeah. Your lights go out and they start to dim. Thank your da, you weren't a dim.
That's right, class. That's right, class.
Yet I am here, the chosen him.
I'll tell you what, that's unbelievable. I'm not saying another word about Burns tonight, I'll tell you that.
Sorry about that. I know some people love Rabbi and all that. And so they are, by the way. Just a bit of fun before we get accused of mocking our national bard, Jaffa.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. He's one of us. He had that apron on.
I read somewhere that somebody was burning the Union Jack, his memorial, I think in Stirling. Oh, yeah, couldn't make it up, could you? Anyway, don't get me started. How are you, Bridge, in this Burns night, mate? All right?
No, excellent, pal. Thank you very much. Very, very much. Looking forward to tomorrow night. One sleep and possibly a wee nap. But we're looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Big game for us. Biggest game of the season.
Well, I was speaking to Fox today and Burns night and calling on the dishes, Jaffa. He was telling me, I said, what you having? I said, well, I'm going to have chicken balmoral, chicken bit of haggis, peppercorns, a wee bit of whiskey at the top, you know.
Oh, nice.
I said, I'm going to have some traditional Scottish fare. I said, always have, Fox. Honestly, this was his words. Chinky curry. Chicken curry. Oh, dear.
Combination, of course.
Oh, you couldn't make it up, mate. The man's a heathen. But he's a classy heathen. Anyway.
One of us.
Yes. Like Rabbi, Fox is one of us. Right, Jaffa. Nice easy win at the weekend. Never took a lot out of it, but the bad news came out today. I know I'm not his greatest fan, I'll be honest, but geez, sad news for young Yanis Hadji.
Terrible news, Ox. Really bad news. Obviously the club have kept that really private over the weekend. So, I mean, he's by all accounts, I think he was in London yesterday having the operation. So, he's just got to get back to, I mean, they don't seem overly concerned that a full recovery can take place. These things are always a challenge, but been out for the rest of the season, Ox. Big blow for the lad, and hopefully not a big blow for the team, but a big blow for the young lad.
Yeah, it certainly was tragic, that's for sure.
I feel for anybody, Bridget, gets a serious injury.
Oh, and by the way, I have to say it was all his own fault because of the type of attempted to get the ball, of course, but the ball wasn't there, and he met the guy's leg, virtually knee to knee, if you follow. I mean, from the side for the Livingston boy. That's it. I mean, a full-blooded shot he tried, a full-blooded shot. Just never happened, never touched the ball at all. It's always better if you touch the ball because somehow or other it takes the pain away, you know. If you don't touch the ball and you get leathered, well, what can you say?
Aye, we wish him all the best, Jaffa. Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, he'll be listening in tonight, so a full recovery, Jan, as well. Keep the head up, pal.
I think he'll be missed. By a lot of Rangers fans think he's really good in patches. Some games you get a good 20-25 minutes or even longer, but it could be effective. You know, it can be effective.
I'm taking the Fifth Amendment, and can somebody turn their phone off? It's no me and it's no Jaffa. That's all I'm saying. Right, okay.
It's no me. I've just done it. I just turned it off a minute ago.
Just pinged. Right, wish him all the best, Yanis, and get well soon. And we'll see you in the new season. Hopefully fit and ready to go. What else did you take out the game on Friday, Jaffa, before we turn to tomorrow night?
I thought it was a very good professional performance. I thought the team done well, Ox. I thought, we could have had a few more goals, but, these games are always that young team were well up for it. I thought the Rangers team that they put out there should have beat them on paper, and it did beat the team on paper. But there was a lot of guys in there getting 90 minutes under their belt. Jack Simpson, and I'm trying to think. Young boy Lowry had a good game. He obviously came on for Hadji. He done really well, took his chance. And by all accounts, the young lad's getting a new contract discussions. So these are how they talk about opportunity sliding door moments. I thought the performance from him, he was a shining light, wasn't he? 18 years old. It was a decent performance from the players that were on the pitch, Ox.
Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll park that, because we've got to start building up to tomorrow night. As Bridge said, he's got one more sleep, and I think 2 naps before I give him 2 naps.
I'll be in luxury then.
I'll tell you why, Jaffa, and I'll be honest with you. When I was talking to Mrs. Bridge, she's quite happy when he's sleeping before a match. It gives her a bit of peace.
And by the way, that's a good job.
Oh dear, right. We're going to hear from your gaffer, and then we'll start trying to develop what we think, how we're going to set up tomorrow night. Obviously, a few players missing, and others coming back. So, if you don't mind, get yourself on mute, and we'll hear from Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, our gaffer.
Looking to Rangers, Joe Aribo obviously coming back into the squad. How big a boost is that for you with this run of fixtures coming up, and will he be available for tomorrow night?
Well, of course, for me, it's good to have Joe back for himself. It's been, of course, not a good result in the weekend, so it's bad for Joe that he couldn't play on in the tournament. He's traveling back from Nigeria today, so we'll be back in Glasgow tonight. So we have to assess him if it's smart for him to be in the squad tomorrow. But he will for sure be available from the weekend and of course after.
Good afternoon, Giovanni. The club has been in discussions with the SFA and has written to the SFA regarding the performance of Kevin Clancy during the Aberdeen match. I just want to know what you hope to achieve from this dialogue.
Well, as I said before, I mean, it's. I think the dialogue has always to be open, and I said, I think the last press conference as well, we need to assess the decisions who are made, and if it was the right decision or not. It's easier to assess those decisions after a game, because of course in the heat of the game you have to do decision in split seconds. Sometimes you don't do the right one. It's normal because we're all human beings, but in the end I think the most positive thing that can come forward is to make sure we learn from the decisions who are made and try to be better prepared for the coming games. So I think we should see it as a positive thing, because I think everyone in his profession will assess his performances. Myself as well as a coach, my players do it all the time. So I don't think it has to be different for referees.
And in terms of John Souttar, obviously the bid went into Hearts. Just how keen are you and Rangers to bring John Souttar to the club during this window?
Well, I said before, we are happy that John will join us for next season, and I think he will only come this window if we think it's the right thing to do, and if not, then we'll welcome him in a couple of months.
Good afternoon, Giovanni. Alex Lowry made quite an impression last week. What are his chances of being promoted to the first team squad full time this season in the way that Leon King has?
Well, we have to assess him, keep assessing him the coming weeks, months. But he's a player who trains a lot with us, and he already made his debut. He's part of the squad at this moment. So, I think for him, the best thing to concentrate on is to make sure his development will get better and better. And, I think his minutes will come this season. And we just have to assess him and his plan for, almost every week to see what's best for him, and especially for his development, because at his age you need to play games, and it can be either with the first team or with the B team.
Looking ahead to tomorrow night, Livingston are on a good run of form. They're always very tough to beat. They're always very well organised. What are the keys to getting the victory tomorrow night?
Well, the key will be, we have to make sure we keep our standards, in our way of playing, and make sure we go for 90 minutes to win the 3 points. And the way game we played, I think we had a tough game, a game where we scored the third goal, later than we wanted. But they showed this season already they can be, very hard to beat, because they're quite a good team with a good spirit, and they keep it compact, don't give many spaces away for the opponent. So we have to make sure we are on top of the game and do everything to get the points.
We've touched on transfers a little bit, but how busy do you expect to be in the last kind of 6 days of this window?
We have to wait. I mean, it's obviously we're always looking to add players to the squad and make sure we are prepared for if something will happen. But when we have to move, I think it's only good to bring players who can add something to Rangers. And if we want players in, they have to be the right players. Otherwise, you can better keep your squad as it is.
Yeah, picking up on that, you must be delighted that you have held on to all your key players so far in this window as well.
Yeah, so far, yes. So I hope it will stay like this. It's always a crazy time, a transfer window, because you never know what's going to happen. And so 6 days to go, and just wait and see how it will evolve.
Could you give us a bit of an update on the injury situation, and especially on Hadji?
Yeah, well, with Giannis, it's of course he had to go off for the last game with an injury. We assessed him in the last days, and Hadji needed an operation yesterday, so he was operated in London, and we won't have Giannis for the season. So that's a big blow for all of us, and of course a huge disappointment, especially for Giannis. Spoke to him this morning. He's he's in a good place. He's of course not happy that he has the injury and needs to be operated, but he's quite focused now and positive for his recovery. But we won't have him for months. So that's the bad news for us. The good news is we have Ryan Jack and Scott Arfield back in the squad tomorrow.
And in terms of particularly the players whose contracts are coming to the end of the season, I think looking in, a lot of people seem to think that Rangers are under great pressure to get some of these guys tied up. You seem to be a lot more relaxed than that. Do you think that these things will just take their natural course? I mean, obviously with roughly half a season still to go, are you as relaxed as you appear about those players who are out of contract at the end of the season?
I don't think relax is the right phrase for it. I'm a very a coach who will always be how do you say that, always alert, and I think always I had as a player always the most important thing is that you feel comfortable, you feel happy in the place you are in. I think that's obviously that's very important to achieve success. So with contracts ending in the summer with players, if the feeling is there for them to continue and to keep their focus on Rangers, it's good. But you also know when players are out of contract, maybe they feel they need another challenge, or maybe want to move to another club. That's the case with the players who are out of contract. So you sign a new contract and you continue the relation you have, or you divide and you take different pathways. But in the end, it's for me it's all good. The only thing, when you have players coming out, you have to get new players in. So I think it's a continuous process, and also a process that's not new for me as a player when I was a player, but also as a coach. Just have to make sure you are making the right decisions, and if there are decisions has to be made or new players has to come in, you have to take the right new players in.
Giovanni, just taking you back there to the news that Ianis Hagi is out for the season, is that going to have any influence on the remaining transfer business, or are you happy that you have enough squad depth to cover for that?
Well, of course, it's a big blow. We miss an important player is not available for for the coming months. So we are looking to add a player to the squad. But as I said before, it needs to be a player we think is right. You don't want to get players in just to make up the numbers. You want to have the balance in the team also good. But we're definitely looking into to add a player in the coming days.
And also just quickly on Alex Lowry, who you've talked about already, are you keen to tie him up on a longer term deal to ensure his development does continue at Rangers?
Of course. I mean, it's he made his debut just in the cup. He's already been an important player of the academy. Also a player we think will develop into a very good player for Rangers. So we are putting all our energy in making sure his development will continue. And but it's only one game. I'm confident that he will get his progression as well. But you also know with young players, it's not always easy. But I think his mindset is really good, and the energy we are all giving him to develop even better is also there. So I think he just needs to work hard and make sure he's becoming a better player every day. Well, Ianis had a knee operation, so he's he had to have a reconstruction. So we won't see him in this season. Hopefully, after the break somewhere we should welcome him. But it's a serious injury, and so it's it's bad news.
Stephen Davison.
No, we only have Ryan, Jack, and Scott Arfield back, and Helander is training already. A couple of weeks. He's doing well, but he's been out for longer than Scott and Ryan, and Steve Davis is in in the end of his rehab, so he will join the team training also very very fast.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Thoughts, Jaffa?
Good press conference. Very insightful. A lot to take in there. Good to hear that Scott Arfield and Ryan Jack are available for tomorrow night. That's great news. And obviously, they've got their eye on Sunday. Obviously, he's openly admitted they're on to Sunday. So, it'll be good to see how that transpires in the next day or two, Ox.
Aye, interesting. Obviously, we've been heavily on to the boy Olsen, face Bologna. Is that right, Bologna?
Yes, he's at Bologna currently. Aye.
We're having a link with them, and we'll see where that takes us. It just doesn't seem to be going away. One of the ones, but you'll never know. A day's a long time in politics. Maybe you have a party, then you have another party, then another party. That's another story. But we'll see where that takes us. You just get that man, Bridge, eh?
It makes me snigger when you say it like that. Parties. Life's just one big party.
So we then have to see where it takes us. Bridge, he plays on the right side of the attack, and maybe that's an area that's became a problem for us, Bridge, yeah?
Certainly, to be perfectly honest with you, we've had very little luck or continuous luck on that side of the park. And the last time we had somebody was quite successful, particularly linked up well with Morelos and Tavernier. Was it that boy? Was a wee Brazilian's name again? Oh my God! It's right. Candias.
Portuguese,
successful white player.
Portuguese, bro. No Brazilian.
Portuguese. Sorry. Okay.
I'm glad you don't get your Brazilians mixed up, but
They're not the same. They're just the same nation, isn't they? Really. But Portugal's just the parents' group. Anyway, we'll not worry about it. I think that Candias was the last really successful one. We've had a few that played well outside right, but it's really tough to play. It's a tough place to play. And, for the last, I would suggest last year or 18 months, probably the one that's got the most positive stuff out of there, coming in for the right, was Aribo. I always thought Aribo played really well on the right.
But we can't, unfortunately, as much as I'd like to him, we can't play Aribo in two positions, Jack.
Correct, Gordon, you can't, you're right.
No, we can't. Because he's really took his game to the next level, playing in that, that real forward line, Ox. That's where he does his most damage, isn't it? And the big fella can put the ball in the back of the net. So you want Aribo as further forward as we possibly can. But as effective as he was on the right hand side, it certainly has become a problem area for us, and seems to be the weak part of our whole attack area. It makes us a wee bit kind of lopsided up front, if you know what I mean. When we're on attack, we seem to lose an awful lot, especially now that he's pushed the two fullbacks back to being fullbacks, and we don't play that the Gerrard way where the fullbacks were always playing as wingers. Van Bronckhorst clearly doesn't want to play like that, which is that's his choice, and you can't deny that either, because we've hardly lost a goal playing that way. So it's like everything in football, you make one decision that has a counterbalance, doesn't it?
I was thinking that boy Wright would have done a good job for us out in the right. Excuse the pun there.
See, done there, Bridge. That was pretty good, mate.
I know, it was pretty poor. That's pretty poor. But I thought he was a fast wee player. He still is a wee fast wee player, but it's the continuity of his game. If he gets past one man, sometimes he doesn't get the ball cross right, or if pushing it too far ahead of him. All these silly wee things. But I think he's got lots of pace and lots of energy. And if they could develop that on the right side, they'll do very well.
The issue with wingers always, Bridge, is I'm sure we all agree, is it's the end ball, isn't it?
Correct.
It's the end ball that's the killer ball, and that's what you get with Ryan Kent. It was like last week against Aberdeen. Wright plays the ball over to the opposite side. He switches it. Kent kills it. One touch. He done it all in the one movement, and he pinged the ball into the box, and Hadji scores. And that's what Ryan. It's trying to get that on the right hand side. That kind of similar balance is what we have on the left hand side. Somebody that can really drive into the box, essentially. And
£7 million worth.
Well, is that what they're offering? Is that what we think we're offering, Ox?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what Ryan Kent is. £7 million.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. These guys, they don't come. These guys are no cheap. No, nowadays. You see some of the transfers of wingers around the world and down in England and stuff like that. It's eye-watering.
I think you're right. Basically, the boy Wright has got to have that finishing part of his game. He's scored a couple of goals recently, and it's been wonderful. It's the smile on his face was great to see, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking to get in and do the business inside the box. But please, if you're running down the right, find a way of getting the ball across. A decent ball. No one that's dying in front of the near post. Find a decent ball, and That's we need to develop that. They need to develop it, and you'll find out what the boys got.
Aye. People would argue that, guys like Scott Wright and that, they don't get a run in the team, and it's a sort of chicken and egg you'll never solve. Can you give them 10 games and give them that time week in, week out if they don't cut it? And if they're the first one, it's a ruthless business, Jaffa, It
is at our club, Ox, because the success rate and what we demand as a fan base and what the club stands for. Especially nowadays, where we are and winning the league last year, and we're obviously, we're really pushing to win the league again this year. We're sitting top of the table. We've got some great games coming up. It's hard. The short answer to that, Ox, is you can't give these guys 10 games. We don't have that luxury.
Aye, correct, mate. Correct, mate. It's every game's a cup final, bridge 3 points.
Well, if you think of it, Hadji's just got injured, and the manager's coming out within a number of days saying we're going to go into the marketplace and buy, to all intents and purposes, buy another Hadji, but better, if you follow me. So it's there. So anyone who couldn't make it and couldn't displace Hadji, they're going to be in a terrible job getting a position in that team, because hopefully he's going to bring someone in that can do that job out in the right. And Hadji wasn't too bad at it. No, you need somebody to be better than Hadji, because you don't want to bring in anybody that's no better than the ones that you've got. No, they've got to be better, because better never stops.
Yes. I could tell you a story about Castore, but I'm not.
No.
Right, we'll get these phone lines opened if that's all right with you.
Yeah, go for it, bud.
Yeah,
brilliant.
You, Jaffa.
Absolutely brilliant.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Right, okay, so I think the back four. Right, here's the question. Who do you think will start? Do you think that Balogun or Bassey will start?
I would go Bassey.
Big Shirley, Bridgman?
Well, I think he played Balogun in the cup game, and I wouldn't be surprised if he played him again. Not against Bassey, but I wouldn't be surprised if the manager played him again, because he played well. He plays well. My difficulty with him is I want a left-sided centre half. I want, and Bassey's doing the job now, and he's left-footed, so there's a balance. And I would play Bassey, but I think Balogun may get it simply because he's a lot stronger in the tackle. Like so that wee Kyogi guy comes anywhere near him, will batter. That kind of
Mm-hmm.
He's not playing, is he?
I'm not worried about that. We'll get 6 points to pick up before we get there.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean? We've got to get these 6 points first. So use a split down the middle. So we'll ask the listeners, will we?
Yes.
Great question.
Yes. And the Whites like, Jack Simpson. But I can't see that. But we're saying it's a choice between Balogun and Big Calvin Bassey. Give us your thoughts. Phone us up. Give us your thoughts and go for it. And say why you prefer the individual to start tomorrow night, because we're slowly moving to run in Jaffa.
Well, we're on the home straight, Ox, and this is game number 22.
Well done, Jaffa.
Game number 22. So, I, personally, Ox, for me, I would go big Calvin Bassey. I think I like the security of his pace on the turn. That pace gets back a lot, and it gets a lot. It gets us out of a bit of trouble quite regularly. So that's one of Big Bassey's best assets is his turn of pace. Yep, I agree. Balogun's probably better on the tackle, but Bassey's definitely better and he's faster.
Okay, we've been joined by Ross. Evening, Ross.
Hi, boys. How you doing? All right?
Hi, Ross.
Hi, Ross.
Hi, all right, boys. Hi, all right. I just followed up about Hadji's news with his injury.
Sad, mate. Sad,
Aye. I've actually, funny enough, I've actually had the same operation done last week, so I know what the boy's going through, you know.
Will you be back in time for the bowling season, mate?
Well, April, that's my target, lads. Aye, that's my target.
Okay. Remember, if you're not fit, we can get better bowlers in. I've had a report, yeah?
Aye, maybe you're better than me.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh,
brilliant.
sorry to hear about that, Ross.
A great interception.
Sorry to hear about that, Ross. Are you all right,
No,
mate?
aye, no, get in there, mate. I got that done last Sunday, so just
What
battling them.
did they call that altar boy knee?
He's on fire in 8 minutes. That's a shocker.
It's no good getting old, is it, mate?
No, it's no 34's terrible, isn't it?
Aye. Well, it's the early 20s is murder.
Oh, look away, you get off that. That's shocking, man. Early 20s, my God.
I can't remember them.
What happened there, Ross? How did that come about?
It happened. I dislocated it. I never knew I dislocated it, Jaffa, but it happened 10 years ago, so it was, and it's just, obviously, I never knew what had happened, and it just got worse and worse. Went for an x-ray, and that's what they said, it needed reconstruction, so I was in Ross Hall last Sunday, so aye, that was it.
So you know exactly that operation, and you've just went through exactly the same thing.
Aye, exactly, that's it. Aye, so... But
and the time scale for recovery the same kind of window. It's about 4 months.
3 months. Aye.
Right.
I've got a kind of certain brace on my knee now that you can only, they've set it for the alignment to bend your knee for so much for 3 weeks. Then I've got to go back in. Then they adjust it for another 3 weeks. So I've got this brace on for 6 weeks.
Oh my God, that's horrible. Ooh.
And then that's when the physiotherapy will start kicking in after that. So it's going to be a long road for the boy as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wish you luck,
sure,
Ross. I wish you all the luck, pal.
I know, we'll be fine, Bridge. We'll be fine, so we will, mate. We'll be fine. Aye, but no, it's sad news for him. I mean, I think as well with him being out now, if we're only going to go and get a right winger, I think we're definitely going to do it now. So, which I think that we needed anyway before Hadji get his injury, you know.
So you weren't playing sport when it happened?
No, I was playing five-a-sides, Bridge.
You were playing sport?
When the injury happened, as I said, that was about 10 years ago, and I just never done anything with it.
You never ever done anything about it, and you stopped playing football then?
I stopped kicking a ball, but when I was about 10 years ago, I stopped. So that was it.
So what did they say about recovery, Ross?
Well, with this now, as I said, you've got a brace on your knee for 6 weeks, and you get so much alignment in it to try and get your knee moving, but you can only go so far back. And then in 3 weeks' time, they adjust it, so you get more movement into your leg. And then after that, that's when the physiotherapy starts after that to properly work on it. So, I mean, I'm only like walking on it and all, so I'm not really getting a lot of pressure on it now, you know. So,
one of these is an international sportsman and a celebrity, and the other one's Yanis Hadji, you know.
Very good. You're not his biggest fan, are you?
Oh, listen. I don't wish him anything like that to happen. That's horrendous for any young man to have an injury, and you know he's done some magnificent things for us, and pretty innocuous the thing that happened on Friday night, and I think a lot of us thought right away this could be dodgy. Then his father came out over the weekend and said no, he's all right, and then the next thing we hear he's had a knee replacement, you know. So wish him all the best, mate.
It's just one of the things, isn't it? Like Hadji's obviously looking to get the shot away, and the boys came across him. Obviously, he's not known where he was, and they've just kind of collided, didn't they? And he's come out like that. So, terrible shame for the boy.
That's football, as they say, isn't it? You know, that's what happens in professional, you know, sports. Injury can happen at any time.
You're right, Jaffa. You're right. But I'll just quickly. I hope we get the 3 points on Wednesday. I'm sure we will. I'll take a 1-0 right now just to get us through. You know.
I think the games, when you start getting into this time of the season, as the games start chalking off, Ross, it's all about winning. I mean, obviously we want to turn up and have a good performance tomorrow night and play good stuff, but it's all about winning.
100%. I'll tell you what, I was sitting watching that game in Frill. I was trying to watch the game on Friday. I kept on dozing off, and I missed every one of the 4 goals. I had to watch it the following day again. But
I'll pass you to our Naps expert, Bridgman.
The naps is talking about nothing to do with horse racing, by the way. They're real naps. Yeah, it's, by the way, I was sitting at Ibrox watching it, and the goals going in were tremendous to watch. Tremendous. We could have scored more than that, double that, and it wouldn't have been too much for us. The fans are loving it at the moment. I'm sorry you fell asleep. I don't understand why you fell asleep. You came on to Rangers Radio and told everybody you're watching a Rangers game and fell asleep. That's shocking, by the way.
I'm blaming the tablets, Bridge, so I'm blaming that one.
What, you're on tablets? Right.
But you know what? I was quite impressed with Lowry, the way he finished that. Nice and composed there.
I had a great game. I made him my man of the match from the Bridge. My man of the match, Lowry. I think he did everything he did when he came on. I think he made one bad pass, the time he was on. The rest of the time, everything was bang on. And he put the ball in the net. Can't ask for more than that.
Do you think
is he 17 or 18? That boy Lowry.
I don't know, Brad. I'm not too sure.
Well, I think he was 5 or 6 years below me at school, so that'll make him.
Oh, brilliant! 5 or 6 below your boy, you mean? What a shocker!
He's 18.
18, is he?
That's right, Jaffa. That's right, yes. But did you? The boy done well, and I think he seems a level-headed sort of boy. Has he got that sort of Modric? And I don't want to say he's an ex-Modric or that, but he's got that sort of. He's definitely his own character, isn't he? He's got something about him, the boy Lowry. Yeah. A bit of maverick, a bit of swagger, something like that, just something different.
That's it.
He looks elegant, doesn't he, on the ball?
Aye. He looks intelligent as well, mate. He just sees it.
Yeah.
He can't understand how other players can see it. Yeah.
And that's like, at 18 years old, to have that, that we can see as fans in the stands at 18, and composure as well, which is a great quality to have at that age.
You can see why. In the world too.
Exactly, Bridge. You can see why the club have moved swiftly. Having seen his first night, his first 70 minutes on Ibrox, they've obviously thought, right, we better get the money out of here. We better get the till opened.
Is that what they're doing? I heard you talking about earlier, and I wasn't too sure what you were talking about. And then I heard Gio Van Bronckhorst saying something about it. And I thought to myself, well, maybe they're going to offer him a really good contract, and that's what he'll need to do, wouldn't they? Because he looks as if he's got it. So we shouldn't waste it. Get it signed up.
Aye, hopefully the boy goes on to have a lengthy career, but you can see how fragile football is with Yanis, Ross.
Sorry, Ox, you say that again, pal?
You on the tablets again, Ross? I'll pass you to our pill expert, Bridgman.
Leave the boy alone. He's cramped up. He's got clamps all over the place, and they've got his leg at a strange angle.
I'm just saying about what the Yanis Hadji thing. It shows you how fragile football is, Ross.
Yeah, that's it. You can have a second day.
Happens in a flash, doesn't it? Your career can change.
That's it. See, Lowry, do you think? How do you think we're going to progress with his development? Do you think he'll get a game every now and again, or do you think he'll be in the squad for games, or because it was against Stirling, and it I don't can you read too much into that, or?
I don't. I'd be surprised if he's in. He might make the 9 tomorrow night, Jaffa. But as players come back, I don't know. When you reserve football, you've got to get. If you want to be 3-0 up tomorrow night and Ryan Jack's on the bench, do you want to give Lowry 20 minutes or Ryan Jack? That's an enigma, isn't it? But you have to get 5 subs, yeah.
Yeah, and that's I guess the good thing of having the 5 subs back on the bench. But Rod, answering your question, I think Giovanni Van Bronckhorst said today, I think he was asked that exact question at the press conference today, about whether the young lad Lowry would be joining up, getting promoted into the first team, and he said he was hoping he would be able to give him some game time in the coming weeks. So he obviously thinks he's going to get him up. But I agree with your point. It was still in Albion. I think you've got to put things into perspective, haven't you? But at the end of the day, the young lad's been playing for the B team, and maybe that's the benefit of the B team playing in the Lowland League, because he's been playing against season pros all season, and that's got to be better than playing, I guess, sponsored matches and games up and down the country against other teams under 23s that's got no meaning.
Yeah.
So I think you've got to get it in perspective. I think the young lad will come in, but I don't think he's going to get ahead of Ryan Jack or Scott Arfield at this stage of the season.
On you go, Bruce.
It's just to say, I agree 100% with you're saying, Jaffa. And I believe sincerely with that boy, they're going to play him, but they're going to bring him on at Ibrox. It's the best place to do it. Just bring him on at Ibrox. And for instance, they're playing against Livingston. I don't expect this to happen, but if you're 3-0 up against Livingston, very first thing you would do is get that boy on the park, get him some minutes, because that's what I think. Unless you're up to injuries, but seriously, you want him in the squad, you want him in the park, and if they can use up the five subs, and he's the 5th sub just for saying sake, plan it out seriously. That way, you're going to all you're going to do is boost his confidence time and time again, and it'll be great. It'll be great for the boy. And the other lad that played centre half as well, he should be in among there as well. Would they play him anywhere else? Nowhere else.
I think you can have them now in that dressing room, getting used to the pace to the first team, how they train, how they build up their development that way. Gain them minutes when you can.
Exactly.
But also they're training with that team, which is just another wee level up, Jaffa. And then your development is to see where you go in the pre-season with them. Have they kicked on to start getting more minutes? It's a puzzle, mate, because if you throw somebody in and get it wrong, you can destroy them, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Jaffa?
You totally can, Oxy. You can zap them, for the confidence that they've got, because at that young age, they're still trying to make their way and find their way. So getting them in and about the first team is definitely the way to integrate them into the whole first team scene, the preparation for match preparation and so forth. So I think he will. I think that young lad Lowry, if you want to call it fast tracking him through, I think he at the end of the day, Ox, and on the training sessions at Auchenhowie is where he's going to. That's every day he goes into training. That's where he's got to prove to Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, Roy Mackay, and all the rest of the training guys, the coaches there, that he's good enough to get in that first team. And like everything, if he shows it on the training ground, I've got no hesitation that he'll work his way through into the first team if he's good enough. I think we'll play him. I think Van Bronckhorst will play him, Ox.
Okay, bold call, but I get your comment for you. Ross, any thoughts?
Yeah, I just pretty much the same. I just kind of keep him in and about the first team. As you said, let him experience it, get him around the boys with the training, and let's just see how he develops and kicks on.
Aye. And as I said the last few nights, and Giannis has maybe showed us that, Bridgeman, doesn't matter who you are, how good you are, you need a bit of luck.
Oh, yeah, look at the luck he got like that night there. That's really poor, isn't it? Really sad. So you think to yourself, well, he could have done with a lot of luck then, and he could do with a lot of luck now. And providing he's as much luck as I'm only joking on. So I just think that he's got luck to get him through, and he's got a hell of a time for the next 4 months getting himself ready. That's all I can say. He's just got to do it.
Aye, okay. Aye, best of luck to the boy.
Thanks very much for taking my call.
Listen, Ross, you keep up with the rehab, mate, and speak to you soon. You get yourself fit for September. I demand that silverware this year.
I know, you keep telling me, Phil. I know.
No more naps, Ross. You make me jealous.
I know, but I'm trying my best, mate.
This time I want phone calls and text messages after every game, not just after
the
first
if I do that, then that's a good sign, isn't it? Right, boys, thanks very much. All right,
take it easy, Ross.
Cheers, Ross.
Good luck with the rehab, Ross.
Yeah,
Cheers,
good luck,
boys.
pal.
Cheers, mate.
Take care, pal. Cheerio.
What a lovely bloke, mate. What a lovely bloke. Ross is a big supporter behind the scenes of Rangers Radio. And obviously, him and his friends represented us at the bowling tournament. And they got after a wonderful start. It's usually the Rangers Radio team. See me, day Jaffa, then the bevy kicked in.
The Achilles heel.
Aye.
A good Chinese takeaway and the bevy always kicks in, doesn't it?
But it started at 9 in the morning. I said, but fair play.
Brilliant.
Fair play. Good guy, Ross. Sorry to hear that. I didn't know about his knee. Hopefully he gets well, and so does Giannis. And obviously the big talking point would have been Ryan Jack back, but it's been overshadowed with the Giannis Hadji news, Jaffa.
Yep. Funny, I was just thinking exactly that same kind of thought, Hawks, because not under normal circumstances we would have been delighted to hear that Ryan was back in around the first team and available for selection tomorrow night. And just keep our fingers crossed. He gets on the pitch, he gets some minutes, and he's looking stronger than ever. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully he at least he gets on and gets some minutes under his belt. Both of them, him and Scott Arfield.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Arfield's back as well, so that's superb news for Rangers. Keeps the strength of the squad up, Marvellous. Let's hope it all happens nicely for us.
I don't think Michael Lander back. I reckon Liz for Facebook's kidnapped him,
You're not going to play. No, he's not ready yet. Maybe by now, a week before he gets away for the dreaded training on your own and light training, all that nonsense, and gets back up to full steam.
Bridgeman, this is where it doesn't make sense. Where do you get football matches now if you're a pro coming back from injury?
You don't get it at all.
It just doesn't add up, does it? But in the past, the reserves would have been playing maybe this afternoon, on Thursday or Saturday or something. You could have had 2 games, maybe 45 minutes an hour, Jaffa, and you're ready for a week on Saturday. But it just doesn't happen. I don't. All right, we'll get all the sports science stuff, but they're always going about match fitness. Where do you get it?
I don't even think there are that many bounce games, Ox. I mean, even 10 years ago, you would have heard of Partick Thistle have come over for a bounce game, Partick Thistle reserves. There's no such a thing any longer.
Aye.
Yeah. So, like you, I mean, it's obviously just playing against the B team and, mixing it up with, first team against the first team, essentially splitting them up into 11 versus 11. But that's still not. It's not a true picture, is it? It just doesn't happen. Your own players. You hold back in the tackle and stuff, don't you? You just do.
I don't know. What's that tick? Holding back in the tackle. I never knew anything about that.
The only time he held back with a tackle when he was fishing.
Ox, can I just say one other thing? I was just on the press conference today. One other thing I picked up there when you played the reel about Giovanni Van Bronckhorst talking about they've identified a player and they're going to go into the market. It's quite refreshing, I think, to hear the manager speak like that, and I think it gives you an indication as to where and how far the club have come. That immediately when we have a serious injury to one of we're obviously we're regarded as our first 11, one of our first 11 starts, he obviously feels that he can freely just go into the transfer market, and we have the funds there to do that. And I think that demonstrates a great progression.
Have you not been reading these sites? We're skint.
Oh, that's right. Aye.
Oh, what is this again? Is this another big story broken with no money?
Every week when there's a bad story coming out of that place, they come up with the same old story.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely.
You know? No. Aye, you're right. If you think back, I was reading an article today quite quickly, and we're talking about 7 years ago, 2014, Kenny had come in, Kenny McDowell, and how it never worked. Maybe didn't want the role, and he was like a rabbit in the headlights when we played them, and how we moved on in 7 years, where we are now, you know. We're talking about signing internationals, proven internationals, guys at the start of their career, no guys that are getting a payday at the end. It's just, we're in a good place to hopefully get us to the next level. And we do need a bit of luck like anybody else, Bridgeman.
Oh, yes, of course we do. And my hope is that we'll pick up a bit of luck, and particularly tomorrow, because that's where it all starts from now, tomorrow. We've got to get there, and we've got to play ourselves into the game and hold it, get some tempo into it, and score goals. And these are the things that we've got to do. Obviously, I mean, don't lose any goals, because I don't like losing goals. But we've got to win. 3 points is an absolute must for us.
Here's a question for you, Bridge. Would you rather win 2-0 or 5-2?
Me?
Aye.
2-0.
Ah,
I see. That's the old the cry was no defender. And then what about you, Jaffa?
Obviously, either result would be beneficial, but I would go the 2-0 as well, Ox.
In any game I'm talking about, Jaffa, not just tomorrow night. He would say that in any.
No, because I would want to score 5 against them. Always want to score 5 against them.
5-2 for me every day of the week. Football's about the border.
Personally, I don't like losing goals.
Mm-hmm.
And I think somebody winning a game 2-0, whether it was a lucky game or whether I thoroughly deserved, it could have been 10. That kind of thing. Me, honestly, I'll take 2-0. I would take 1-0.
Is that because you don't like giving anything away?
Absolutely right. I don't like giving anything away. Seriously.
Yeah, I get it. It's just a philosophy, a mindset. No, for me, I'd rather watch a 5-2 game than a 2-0 game.
So when you see a 5-2 game, are you looking for somebody to score 2 goals against you, and then you come out and score 5?
I'm not caring. I'm not caring if you're 5-0 up and lose 2 in the last 10 minutes.
I think 2 of them and your heart will be popping so long. 2 going 2 down, then come back with 5. Fantastic result if it's like that. But no, not for me.
No, I'm not caring how you lose 2 goals as long as you score 5. But just different mindsets, you know what I mean?
I think it's just different mindsets from different positions in the park that you play. You're an attack-minded person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just a
this
defender.
isn't came for me. This came for Mr. Fox, yeah? Bridges at mission, we wouldn't even give you COVID.
Oh, that's a terrible thing to say.
It's posted that.
Bridge,
you can see that.
Speak to you the next time, Foxy boy. Saying that.
Yeah, that's a disgrace. That's a disgrace. Bridges, he's known for his generosity at the right time. That's all I'm saying. There you go, Bridge. I've shot you down.
Thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
Talking about generosity, I've just had a message for Skipper. He's underestimated. Talking about generosity, Ross, who was just on the call, was contacted us, and he forgot to say he's got a spare ticket for tomorrow night. If anybody's interested, obviously he can't go because his legs in a knee brace. And he meant to say when he was on the show, it's in GR2. So if anybody's interested, they can pick that ticket up. I'll not give you the details unless. Let's just say it's in the East Kilbride area, you'd have to go and pick it up, yeah? Okay, if somebody's interested.
Well done, Ross.
Right, well done. You
Top blue nose.
Yeah, if somebody wants to go. Govan Rear, section 2. Nice seat. Posher yours, Bridge. I get that one.
Posher, right? I love it.
That great Presbyterian upbringing.
That is a top lad, Ross. Top lad. Right, I'll see what Mr. S. Skipper said to you about your Bridge.
Oh, no, Skipper's been so good of late. So good. Carry on, go for it.
Only time Bridge holds back is buying around.
Yeah. And by the way, and that is also obviously true, because you bring it up a lot.
Right, okay. Nobody's come on. Balogun or Hollander. I'm going for Big Bassy. I don't think he's done a lot to be dropped, Bridgeman.
Yeah, like I was only saying, if I was the Rangers manager, as it is now, and if I wasn't a one game at a time man, then I'd have to think further forward. And the last time we had to choose, we switched positions. When I remember, Tavernier was injured, and we switched positions with Tavernier for that position, and Balogun took over. And he had a great game against the young rising star of Celtic, and that's what I would be looking for if I was Deer's side. So I'm looking for what's going to happen against them. Obviously, we don't know their team, but Balogun certainly did a great game against them. So that might be a way of getting him back in the team, getting some games in his legs,
Nothing against Big Leon. I know you're a fan, Jaffa. I just think that Bassy's come in with those 3 goals. He's done okay. Yeah. I don't think he was great against Aberdeen. His distribution, if I'm being honest, was pretty poor. But I don't know if he's done enough to get took out the team. Just an opinion, Jaffa.
No, I agree, Oxy. Aberdeen wasn't his best performance. It wasn't his strongest performance. He get caught up and just get caught up. He just get caught up out of position, took his eye out of the game, concentration levels. But a lot of the players did on that night. But I still don't think I would take him out the team, Ox. Just the security aspect of that pace. I think, especially when we're playing at home, when notoriously teams are going to play the low block like Livingston are going to play tomorrow night, and they'll probably play with one up front. And I think when we play that system, when we're on full attack most of the time, and they obviously will get the sporadic breakaway. I think Big Bassy's good having that security, that pace there, because he can sweep along that back line very quickly. Him and Golson have got a good understanding. So I'm in your camp with that one, Ox. I wouldn't take him out the starting 11 tomorrow.
I have to say that my thoughts are right now, Bassey, for me to play, because he's played well, he's done well. Obviously, he needs to be told you need to start keeping your game up high and don't lose your concentration. Because when you have the better teams that you play, quick as a flash, you can lose the ball when the ball's in the net. Quick as a flash. You need to watch out for that.
You there, Ox?
He's on mute now. What do you think?
Yeah, I was just.
Oh, sorry.
No, listen. I think you're actually both right. I get it. Big Balogun, but I just think that Bassey would be unlucky. So listen, get your thoughts on that. We've not even moved on to the midfield yet, because that's going to be a American conundrum. But we're saying Bassey or Balogun, so we're going to have a tune and then we'll hear from you. Take it away, Foxy boy.
Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through and through. Well, the legends come and the legends go, but Rangers live on just the same. For a new one's born when the blue shirts won. And we all remember their names. We are the legendary Rangers. We wear the legendary blue. Today, forever and for always, we are Rangers through and through. no doubt what we're all about when we face the world and say, bring it on some more, 'cause you know for sure that we don't do walk away. We don't do walk away.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Oh, a nice wee ditty there, Jaffa boy.
Oh, I like that one. I like that one. It was a foot tapper.
A foot a foot tapper, right? So we're up between Bassey and Ballaghan. What's your midfield, mate?
That's a very, very good question. So Kamara, and I would probably play Sands Ox. Kamara, Sands.
Sounds like a holiday sort in Fife, doesn't it?
Kamara, Sands, Haji's obviously out now, so trying to think who else we've got available.
Well,
Scott Arfield.
Scottish go back into the right. Yeah.
I mean, would you think he potentially would play Ryan Jack from the start?
No, I don't actually. No. You never know, do you? You never know. Who else we got? Lundstrom,
of course.
Bacuna.
Yeah. They both played last week, of course, didn't they? They played on Friday. So, yeah, Kamara, for me, it'll be Kamara, Sands, Lundstrom. I mean, that's three sitting midfielders, essentially. I don't see that happening either. Talking myself out of this here.
I would think, mate. We'll come back to it, mate. It's because you've not got the natural fit. You've not got the...
Well, we've no Aribo, we've no Hadji now.
Aye, no Flair.
So there's no the two creators are out of the team essentially on both sides.
Does that bring Scott Arfield out to the fore because he'll get involved with the front three?
Yeah, definitely. And probably Bacuna.
Right, okay. So did you see it, Kamara, Arfield and Bacuna?
Yes.
Okay.
I suspect that's probably more that's got more balance to it.
Or do you play Sands in the Kamara role and put Kamara up one?
No, he's done that before. Kamara can do that also. I don't know. That's a real tricky question. I never quite appreciated it was going to be as complex as that. I've beaten him a what the day already.
Aye. I know that, mate. I know that. Bridgeman, any thoughts? This midfield, it's a conundrum. Oh, he's on mute.
Still dancing.
He's doing a mute.
Sorry, no, apologies. I think at Mag was sort of texting for some of the boys today, and what I thought was midfield would be Kamara, Lundstrom, Arfield. Yeah, Kamara, Lundstrom, and Arfield.
Okay.
And yeah, I think I'd like to go for that. But simply because Arfield's available. Right?
All right. Okay. Anyway, I've been joined by Liz. Evening, Liz.
Oh no.
Good evening.
Hi, Liz.
Oh, no, okay, I'll change that.
Mr. Kelly's got a lot to be answered
for.
for.
Ellender in the midfield.
Look, before he got injured, he was playing well, wasn't he?
Who? Big Highlander?
Yes, exactly.
Without a doubt. I don't know who's doing the tune, Liz, but it's certainly no me or it's no you. Somebody is.
No.
Right.
No me.
Aye, and it's no you.
Nothing.
Right. Big Highlander was playing well. There's only trouble. I know you like him. You're a big fan. I think he's the best defender, but we're not getting enough games out of him, are we?
No. I think I actually think if he just takes time and coming back, so I think he will. He said Giovanni. Gio said that it wouldn't be long before he was actually back, but he's just still in training. So hopefully we'll see him soon. But the best news that I could have had today was Ryan Jacks coming back the morning. So that was good news too. But I feel for Hadji.
Aye, it's sad when anybody gets a serious injury and needs an operation. And Ryan Jack might be there to help him through it because he's just done similar. You know?
I know. I didn't think Hadji's injury, they didn't look too bad, but then you just don't can, do you, until it actually gets seen till. But to hear that he got an operation, I thought, oh my God, what a shame.
It's so fragile, so easily done, and nothing in it really, was there?
No.
You know?
But never mind.
Nothing in it really. Are you looking forward to the game tomorrow night?
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to win, big time.
Of course, you're always. It's good to meet somebody that's always positive, Jaffa.
Oh.
Always. Tell me something, Liz. What was Highlander's injury? I don't think I've ever read what his injury was. What he was out with.
It was his knee, was it? Never mind.
Was it his knee?
I'm sure that it was his knee the first time, but I think they were saying that. Well, the bits I was reading and that was the artificial pitch. Is it artificial or whatever you call it? It caused more problems to his knee than. But I like that pitches. I just think they're awful.
No, there's no flexibility underground, is there? That's why the players.
No.
We've only got Livingston left now, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Only Livingston left in the top flight, isn't it?
I think, isn't it? Yeah. I think of the Rangers. But then, I just don't think it's good for. Well, I mean, my daughter, she plays, and some of that pitches that she plays in, she has to be very careful because she also dances. And the last time she got an injury, it took her. She got actually a sore knee as well. So I thought, oh my God, should you really be playing in these pitches?
I think the trouble is for the youth, it's became more and more common, isn't it?
I think we're the best, but we'll win them all. Whether it's that picture, we're going to win.
Well, it's a home, so it's real grass, you know. I'll pass you to my grass expert, Bridgeman.
Grass. Brilliant. It's superb, isn't it? Oh, it's been a while. What can I say? I think Big Highlander is done his ankle last year in October, and I don't know whether it's the same injury or whether he's got.
I think it was his knee, so.
No, I'm saying I don't know whether it's the same injury. I don't know if it was his ankle or his knee then, because certainly he was away and on crutches in October.
Definitely.
So, you know, I like the guy. I think he's fantastic. I think he's the best defender we've got. Very intelligent, reads the game very, very well. Although I have to give Golson a lot of praise because no matter what it is, he's like a rock. And if he can get his sort of cross-field passes, the diagonals that he likes to do, he can get them. It makes him look even better. But I do like Highlander. I think Highlander a very smooth operator on the football park. And obviously, he's getting, you know, he's not the quickest person in the whole world, but he covers the ground no bad sometimes. You know?
Is he like Fox? Is he just too brave for himself? Highlander, you know, he really puts his body on the line when he plays a game of football, Jaffa, doesn't he?
He does, Ox. He's brilliant. I love him. I really do. I love seeing him in the team. Natural left-footed. He gives the back two that real balance. And no, the other thing he's got in his armoury, Ox, he's good for a goal at the other end because he's you know, he's as brave as they come. He'll put his head in anywhere, and he's a great tackler. I love watching him in the team. But you're right. He probably that then carries its own risk because he's a great tackler. So he'll always put his foot in, won't he? And unfortunately that's what brings the injuries. He just won't take that out of his game.
I think one of the things you'll see with Helander, if you get a chance to watch him again, when he's up in attack and he's jumping up for the balls, excuse me, high ball, he keeps his eyes open. Which is great, because you see a lot of centre halves, that within a couple of seconds of the ball coming to them, their eyes are shut. It's just instinct that they're running by, Great to see.
I learned many years ago, Bridgie, you always keep your eyes open.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the way I was.
And everything you do in life.
Yes. Although I must admit, in some of the dance halls I was up, I think I did the wrong thing.
I'm trying to think of an answer to that, Jaffa. But
don't worry about it. It's, everybody knows about that. Everybody knows about that. Not with me, but everybody said that. We've done it.
Listen, we wish Big Helander the best. Tomorrow night, Liz, we'll put you on the spot. Who are you selecting at centre half? Bassey or Balogun along with Connor?
I have to say, as much as I went on to be in that position, but I think Bassey, definitely, because he's come in and I just think he's been outstanding. Sometimes he slips up, but never every player in that team has slipped up. But I think Bassey, I choose Bassey tomorrow.
Is that because he's left-footed the same as Helander or what?
Don't know. No, he's just a cracking wee player, that boy, honestly. And I mean, if I was going to start on a day the morning, I would start. Is it Lowry? I thought he should start him on and up, but he's maybe just too young. I don't know.
I just had that same thoughts.
It's
I
difficult.
think I would.
It's difficult, but listen, I hope the boy's involved in the squad and he just builds up his experience. I don't know if he'll start tomorrow night, but you never know. Giovanni might be his own man, Jaffa.
Stranger things have happened, Docs. I mean, we just didn't. I hadn't given the middle of the park as much thought. I'm not going to lie. Just having that chat with you there, it does show we're a wee bit light there. But Bakun is there certainly. I mean, he's another fella that's not had that 10-game run that you were talking about earlier, Docs.
Aye, we'll see. Talking about guys that are always intelligent, I'm joined by Jim from Paisley. Evening, James.
Evening, guys. How you doing?
Jim.
Hello, Jim. Good evening to you.
Hi, Bridgman. Listen, what I'm going to do this evening is speak a wee bit louder than usual in case Ross falls asleep, right? During the...
That's very, very considerate of you, Jim.
In case Ross falls asleep. Actually, the words of Oxter saying that is really nice. Very considerate of you, Jim.
Very considerate of you, Jim.
Well, I'm always a considerate person on the show. There's not many of them left.
No, it's true.
Superb.
You're one of life's gentlemen, James. What's on your mind?
I heard you were talking about the back four, Oxter. Mm-hmm. Now, I would say if I was Calvin Bassey, I would be gutted if I'm left out for tomorrow night's game. I would be gutted. That guy's covered left back, left centre defence, and he's never done a thing. As far as I can see, anyway. I'm a big Calvin Bassey fan, and I would be gutted if I was him. I'm not getting playing tomorrow night. I would be absolutely gutted.
Good point, well made, Bridgeman. I'll let you take that up.
I think I do agree. I think Bassey. I agree with everybody. I was only thinking if I was a manager and I wanted to think 2 or 3 weeks forward, I would have a really good. I mean, he did play Balogun the other night, and I would actually think about doing that again, because certainly looking forward to the Celtic game. Balogun had a smashing game against them last time. That's the only reason. Other than that, Bassey's playing very well for me, and he gives us that left foot on the left side. So you've got Barisic and Bassey, both left-footed, so you've got balance on that side. And I like that.
Yeah, Bridgeman, do you think it might have been a clue the other night when he played Balogun instead of Bassey against East Stirling? Do you think it might have been a clue for us that that's Balogun stepping back in?
I'm not sure if it was a deliberate clue, but certainly they played Balogun in the back four. I was told that some guys thought it was a back three. I thought it was a back four, that's all. And I just thought that Goldson played further left, and that's the normal position you would have Bassey in. That's what I think. However, I've been wrong before, and I would like to see Bassey continuing the form he's got, game at a time. He's a smashing player for us.
That's 4 for Bassey, Liz. 4 for Big Shirley.
Oh, definitely. But I'm not going to say anything when Mr. comes back, because I like them both. I think they're both good players. But give credit to Balogun as well, because he has played well as well before he got his injury. But I would actually play Bassey in the team just now. So, because he hasn't put a foot wrong, to be fair. He's had a few mistakes, but nothing much. As I said to you before, every player's had a few mistakes.
I hear you.
So,
yeah, we're not like you. All you men make mistakes. Is that right, Jim?
Absolutely. Yeah, Liz is right. But in saying that, Taylor's when I know you're saying Bassey's made the odd mistake getting under the ball and stuff like that. But we've all seen that. But as also mentioned that Big Hollander's been guilty sometimes too.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, but I cannot deny that now.
Oh, don't mention Hollander, Jim. You could...
Sorry, Liz. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. I'll be
Not causing ructions saying that.
Oh.
Mr. Alex Kelly's got a lot to answer for.
Got to order a new bed for that cardboard cutout.
I know. No, I see where you're coming through, right enough, but I think Bassey deserves his place.
What about the midfield then, used to? What are you thinking there?
Midfield's a good one, Ox. Midfield's a cracker. If it was up to me, which is not up to me, obviously, well, Scotty's starting, surely. If he's fit and ready to go, he's playing.
I agree.
Your other two. Oh my God, here we go. Oh well, Kamara's definitely a starter, right? And see the other one, we're worried about the other one. We're going to play in midfield. And I've got a funny feeling. Depends what he's going to do with Lundstrom. What does he want to be playing? Do he want to play as sitting in front of that? Do we need something to sit in front of the back? But Lundstrom's I don't know. We can't even read around Lundstrom just now. But he possibly might start Lundstrom, Kamara, and Scotty.
All right, okay. Yeah, potential. You never know. What's your thinking, Liz?
Helander.
Well, that could work, but no. See, I like Scotty as well, but I just think that we should actually give Acuna a shot, because he's not had a lot of game time, has he?
No, not particularly. No, not seen much of him. I mean, obviously.
I think he needs to get more game time up, boy. But it's a league game and one. We really need to put in play. But I think it'll be Scotty, and I'm going to go Kamara. And Files would I go for? I don't know. It's between. I don't know. A lot of folk don't like Bacuna, but I do. I think I'm going to go for him.
If you like him, put him in. What more logic do you need, Jaffa?
Absolutely.
Right, so we've done the midfield. We're all slightly different, but then we go to the forwards. We've got Ryan Kent. We can't use Hadji. Morelos is away. I might take my trialist might again. I'm all right, but up front. So I think Fashion Sakala is a certainty to start. It's in Roof. What you thinking, Jim?
Well, Sakala is a certainty to start, right? And by the way, you make a lot of sense there, Auction. I've been thinking about this today. I've already got my bet on for tomorrow night. I've got 2-1. I've got 91 for Rangers to win 2-1. I'm sorry, Bridgeman, but we might lose a goal tomorrow night because Livingston's always a difficult situation for us. Just the way they play the game. I'm not going to say they're hard men or that, but they seem to have a big outfit. And plus, we may have a new midfield and a new 3 up front. But anyway, besides that, what I'm going to say was, I think Sakala will definitely start. Whether he plays on the left or the right, I'm not sure, but I think we discussed this the other night. To me, he's no a winger. Roof, if he's fit and ready to go, I would play him and possibly Itten beside him. But I don't know what we're going to do in the right-hand side. This is a problem for me. See, that's right-hand side carry on. He may play Scott Wright on the right and play Roof in the middle and Sakala on the left. He may do that, but maybe he's got... But you also remember, we've got 5 subs to make, 5 substitutions to the bench tomorrow night, which is a big deal.
Aye, so there's right, okay, so how's he lining that up? If we're agreeing that Itten would need to play around the middle, Roof on the right and Sakala on the left.
Something like that.
And then, or is Roof fit enough to start the game? Or would you start with Scott Wright, Jaffa, and then have Roof coming on wherever across the front three?
I would go with Jim's selection there. I would go with Wright and Sakala on the flanks. And I would play Itten through the middle. If Roof's fit enough, I would play him as well. I would play a 4-1-4-1. I think that's how we'll line up tomorrow night. I think he'll play one sitting midfielder.
Okay, we've been joined by Big Al. Evening, big man.
All right, how are you?
Hey, Big Al. Good, mate.
Hi, Al.
Yeah, I'm good. Australia Day here. Union Jack flying everywhere. Red, white and blue, as far as I can see. Oh, Jaffa, I want to pick you up in 2 points. I was listening to the show earlier. Right, first of all, into the market, how far we've come. Do you think Rangers will go into the market and spend 6 or 7 million on a new player this window, or will it be another loanee?
Jaffa, I was listening to somebody earlier on. Talking about that. As far as I understand, we don't have one loanee at the club at the moment. Is that right?
Sands no loanee.
A loan to buy, though, isn't it? It's an agreed...
wait a minute here. No. He's either a loanee or he's not.
He's your player for 18 months with a right to buy, isn't he?
Aye, but I think the deal's done, though. I think it's compulsory. Aye, so he's okay, right? He's on loan. Technically, he's on loan. So, apart from Sands, right, I think they will go and spend about £6 million on somebody.
Right. Who would that be?
By all accounts, for the way things are looking, it looks like this lad Olsen. I think they've made an offer. The reports are this evening that they've made an offer. They've matched.
He's a right winger.
He's a right winger.
They call him Fred.
Fred Olsen.
Here, Jaffa, see that boy, Jaffa.
There's Big Bassy on. How are you doing, Shirley?
See that boy, Jaffa. See that boy you're talking about, Olsen. He's also a try before you buy too, I think.
Right. So it's not a straight deal.
That would suit us as well.
Are we no best buying players that are ready to go right into the first team, hit the ground running? This right to buy thing, lease them to either break their leg or we didn't want them, and if they didn't produce, well, it's no skin off our nose. Well, it is skin off our nose because it'd be a waste of time for 18 months or if they're not successful, you know what I mean? I'd like to see Rangers go and buy a couple of marquee signings. They've made a bit of money now. We need somebody in that midfield. Really desperately need somebody in that midfield. We're going on about your midfield. You can't pick a decent midfield. We need somebody in there. Arfield, I think, is getting a bit past it. Kamara, he's tidy at what he does, but he's no penetration. He's a bit like a crab, isn't he? He's forward back. Lundstrom as well. Lundstrom had chances to move forward, but plays it left or right. Lundstrom. We really need somebody in there that's got to dictate a bit of play. So I think money should be spent in there. And if Olsen's other one, well, we get that winger. I like having wingers on my team. Put Kent on the left, and if we get an upgrade on Scott Wright on the right, if you like, no pun intended.
Are you the Avery, big man?
No, the birds are outside my pile.
All right.
Can you hear them?
Aye, big style, mate. We're getting them, aye.
Oh, yeah, it's just saying that. I can't hear them. I've got my earbuds on. You're just saying that because I'm asking penetrating questions here. Right, anyway, Jaffa.
On you go, Jaffa.
Here we go, Jaffa, because this is a belter. I looked this up. This is a cracker. You said Hollander's good for a goal.
Mm-hmm. What needs to score? 1
in 33 games. 1 in 10. Is that good? Good for a goal?
Not bad for a centre back. Not bad. What are you going to get out of a centre back? 4 or 5 goals a season?
Maybe even more. I don't know. Depends.
He scored the main one now.
Aye, I know. But is he in your team tomorrow night?
He's injured. Still injured.
Still injured now.
I thought he was back. I thought him and Ken.
Back in training.
Ryan
back in training.
They're back training. But he's not back in the team. Is he back in the team if he's fit? If he was fit for tomorrow night, are you putting him in there?
Not at the moment. For me, I would maybe have him on the bench, mate. I would have him on the bench because I genuinely think that I don't think Bassey's as good as on him if you wrote him up, but he's not done a lot wrong. He deserved coming out the team for the next game.
No, I know.
You know.
But would Helander not be a step up in class?
Yes.
Good for a goal.
As we said today,
would it not be logical if he's fit and ready to go to put him back in the team? Would that not make our team stronger?
Yes.
Bassey. I agree with you with Bassey. Yeah. I think he's done no bad, but I think there's improvement. Is he going to take us to the next stage? What a lot of people say. I'm not 100% sure about that. He's got a wee bit to go.
You've seen how inexperienced he was in situations last Tuesday, mate, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But you also see him doing things that nobody else in your centre-backs can do because he's got that pace.
Burst of pace, I like that about him. He's strong. He's got a burst of pace. I think it was Jaffa picked up earlier. He's got that burst of pace across the back four, so he's kind of can cover if there is a mistake. He's got that. You've got. I don't think Helander has that, but I think he's.
No, but he gets away with it. He reads it better, doesn't he?
Reads the game, aye. And the young boy Lowry, he's playing tomorrow night, eh? He's a stick.
No.
Why?
Not ready, mate.
Ah, come on. Was Derek Johnson ready?
Yes.
Was Wayne Rooney ready?
Yes.
But how do we not just play that young boy? He's the only person in the B team that I did notice he scored a few goals, and he sticks out as a player. I think he came on and he matured. He matured as a player the other night there as well. I think you've got to play the young guy. I think
I'll take your point round the panel, and I'll go to
Thank you.
Yes, any time, mate. Must be like the old days surrounded by birds there, eh?
Oh, aye. It's like in Papa Doc's up in Cumbernauld, man. These ones are a lot nicer looking, right enough.
Papa Doc's.
Yeah. Right, do you know that, Jaffa? Do you know Papa Doc's in Cumbernauld?
I was in there. I remember being in there, bounced out at one night.
Hey, can I tell you one quick thing? There's a lady on the show, but because of George Bowie, I got my Nat King Cole one night. You know that George Bowie off the radio? Lovely man. I'll go on mute. Sorry.
There's some. Every day's a school day, but Jim for Paisley.
What was the question? Was that where they listening to Al talk about his birds?
I don't know what the question was. Where were we, Jaffa?
Lowry in the team.
Start.
Oh, aye. Yeah, if Lowry starts, nobody's going to be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts. He may deserve it, but I don't think a Livingston game's a game for Lowry because you know the way I feel about Livingston, right? They can throw about a wee bit and they make it very difficult for us. And they always have, especially at Ibrox, when they park that bus and the big bustlers and hustlers run about us. So maybe he might know better. By the way, if Gio fancies him tomorrow night, he'll definitely start. But I would prefer a more experienced midfield than the
Jim,
boy. But by the way, as I said, there's a 5 bench. We've got 5 after the bench tomorrow night.
Jim, it's an easy question. Would you start him? Yes or no?
Depending who else is going to be fit and ready. Right, so what I'm going to say is if Scotty's ready to go, I'm playing him in front of Lowry.
I've got my work tomorrow. Jaffa?
Does that make sense to him, do you know?
No. Carry on,
No.
Jaffa.
I would have him on the bench tomorrow. Take him on.
Jaffa. So that's a no then. Liz?
Yeah, well, I said it when I came on. I actually think he should get
right. Okay.
a game, but then
Yeah, right, okay. Bridgman.
Yeah, not for me. No, he's not quite ready.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to see him involved tomorrow night. Big Al in with the first team, built up his experience. Maybe with the 5 subs, if the game's gone right, you can give him more minutes. But I just don't think he'll start. Big man.
Is he going to be? I think he'll end up turning into one of these players that he'll impress enough, but he'll never be in the team long enough, and then we'll sell him for 12 million to some other team, and we'll never get to see the best of him. I think we've got to get the young boys in the team, and let's see the best of him. He obviously good enough if the manager thinks he can put him on the bench, and they brought him on, and then he proved to the manager that he's good enough to play in the first team. Did you not make you sit on the edge of your seat? Did you not say, "Oh, that's a Rangers player. We've brought the young boy up. He's won a rain, blah blah blah, all that stuff." It made me proud to see a young boy like that take his opportunity. Now you look at young people. I think they have to be given their opportunity, and he took that. He grasped that with both hands. He'll be devastated if he's not playing tomorrow. I'd be chatting the manager, don't say, "Hey, come on, you're just in the door. I'll help you stay in the door. I'll score goals for you." I think he's confident enough to do that.
I admire your principles, I admire what you're trying to achieve, but I just don't think he'll start tomorrow night. There's a potential that he might not start.
Who does he start against then?
He might not
Who
start.
Does he start against? Livingston are one of the weaker teams in the league, aren't they?
Are they?
You know what
Jaffa?
I mean? I think so. For Livingston,
they always give us a tough game out, don't they? They're hard. We don't.
Sometimes we make it tough for ourselves because we've not got flamboyant flair players like young Lowry in the team.
I don't disagree with you, Biggin. I don't disagree with you. I think he did. You see everything you just said there about sitting on the edge of your seat. See, watching him the other night there, I thought he was brilliant. I thought he was absolutely brilliant, and I thought he grabbed his opportunity with both hands. It wouldn't surprise me if he started the game tomorrow night, but I don't think he will. But I do think he'll be involved. I think he'll come on.
Fair enough. I accept that.
Yeah, I'll see if Lowry starts tomorrow night. It wouldn't disappoint me. It would not disappoint me if I saw that lineup and Lowry's playing. I'd be excited for the boy. I really would. I think it's a fantastic opportunity. Aye, absolutely. Aye. I mean, you're side there, but in saying that to you, I've got a funny feeling he may not.
No, that's fair enough. Look, the manager will make his decision. I just think he's going to be left round about the club.
It's a talking point.
Right, I'll let you go because if these birds are killing you, man, you better not be shitting in my swimming pool. I'll tell you that.
Big man. Speak to you soon.
Right. You
take
have a
care,
nice evening, and thanks for taking my call. You too, Jaffa. Take care.
Take care.
All the best, Liz.
Right.
Thank
you. Bye.
He's some man, isn't he? He's some man. He cares.
Knows his birds anyway.
Aye, he cares. I get it. This development.
Jimmy. He knows his birds. Oh, brilliant, Jim.
They're terrible, Liz. They're terrible.
They are.
These I'm glad I'm not like that. These young. These these young guys that we're trying to get in the team, it's a constant conundrum, isn't it?
It is. But I do. I just hope that if he doesn't get a start, I hope he does get on because I think he deserves his place. Because my choice of the game he played, I gave my man of the match to Ashen, but I still think that young man deserved his spot. But if he doesn't play a full game and he just lets you get home on for at least maybe the second half, but how good would it be if Hollander was fit tomorrow and he was on the second half? How amazing would that be now? I thought I better get my point in.
He's not fit enough yet.
He's not fit enough yet, but he said he did say himself that he was.
He's fit in Lizzie's mind, Bridgman.
Oh, definitely. Should be in that team. No, but I just hope I hope Goldston stays in that, but I cannot see that because I think that there's such a good bond in our team now that Gio's took over.
I think it'd be wonderful if that young boy gets a game every second week, particularly at Ibrox. That's what I would like to see to the end of the season. Every week, every other week at the end of the season at Ibrox, and they're playing that well, he gets a chance to get on. And by goodness, come the end of the season, you're going to have a smashing player.
I get the sentiment of Big Al Jaffa, but at 10:15 tomorrow night, if we played the boy of Lowry and things didn't go well,
I know, and it's such a what you said there. It's such a fine balancing act. We know we've got some brilliant young players in the B team, and we know some of them are ready to break through. That we know. We've seen Lowry, we saw Patterson. I mean, I saw some information the other night there after the game that's the 10th academy player, and was it 3 years or 2 years that's played first team football?
I think it's
Was it more than that, Ox?
Michael Beale
tweeted that. That's right. And I had to double read it myself because I had to go back on it because I was quite astounded with the number that he quoted. And we know these young guys are good enough, but I agree at the same point. There's a fine balance with these young guys and getting it right for them and making sure you don't put them back the way. Because a couple of bad performances, the heads go down, as you say, the crowd got on their back, especially if it's Ibrox, and and we all know that we're all Rangers supporters. We know it can be tough in the stands when a couple of passes go awry. They go off angle or whatever, and the fans get on their back. That can zap your confidence. God Almighty, James Tavernier, who's a seasoned pro, he sometimes found it hard out in the wing when the fans were sighing at him. So it's got to be managed. It's a delicate situation.
I would argue, Jaffa, it's the hardest thing in football.
Aye. Agreed.
Because in Big Al's point, Derek Johnson ready, Wayne Rooney ready, yeah. Historically football. Argentina never took Maradona to 78 World Cup. Well, they won it, but they never took him because they didn't think he was ready. But you're going to have things like that all the time. It's just getting it right, and also for longevity. But Rooney and Derek Johnson, look at them, they were built like men at 16. Alex Lowry, lovely technical player. Physically, is he ready? I don't know.
Yeah, Rox, sometimes they boys, see the young boys, we bring them in, sometimes you don't see them again. But sometimes you go to spoon feed these young guys, A wee touch here, a wee touch there. They're Lowry coming against Steve Stirling the other night. I mentioned the other night when we were on. That may be his level just now. But if you bring him in now and again, as you say, a wee 20 minutes here at the end of the game if we're doing all right, stuff like that. That's what you got to do with these young boys. That's my opinion anyway. Bring them on gradually, because if you throw them in big time, as you say, it could ruin their confidence if things don't go well for them. It always is their fault, because we're always looking for scapegoats sometimes. In my opinion.
It's a fine balancing act. It's not an apprenticeship like becoming a joiner. It's different because it's sport and other people try to stop you doing your job,
Well, absolutely, you're right. Absolutely, everything you said is correct. But Scott Lowry, he'll be on the bench tomorrow night. I've got a funny feeling. I think he's going to be on the bench tomorrow night. And I think that if we're getting a result we expect or we're hoping for, he will come on, give him an RB taste it. And that gets him more excited. It gets the fans very excited if he does well. Excellent for him. I'm excited for the guy, or the boy. He's 18, so he's a boy. Aye.
He's only a boy. Aye. Listen, I wouldn't be. If Giovanni thinks he's good enough and he's ready, Liz, who am I to argue with you? I just think with 9 subs, you get him involved, you build up his experience, learn about the team, you see how they focus, and even if he doesn't go on the park, he's getting experience. And then if we get a chance with 5 substitutes, we give him more minutes, and hopefully it goes well for the lad.
Also, Oxford.
Liz, I'm going to say this. I've called you a lot of things, but never Liz.
Oh, man.
Only on a Saturday night.
No, never Liz. I've called him Elizabeth a couple of times, but never Liz. Carry on, Liz.
I just hope that I hope he gets on at some point. I'm not saying because but I just, ken ourselves. Gio usually puts out a decent enough team, so we'll just go with what his selection is. We might not agree with it, but we just support our team, no matter what. We support the players that's on, or the that get subbed, no matter what. That's the way I look at it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We'll see what it takes. Bridge, any comment?
No, I was just going to agree with some of these. The thing is that the young lad comes in, he gets himself a game, and before you know it, it shows up. And if he's showing up, there's a good chance that the rest of the players want him to do well, because you need the rest of the players to buy in. Remember, you were speaking earlier, that wee bit of luck. You need to be able to do that and convince your teammates that you're the man that can carry them forward or help to. And that happened to him the other night, and he needs that type of luck too. Everybody to play for him, if you follow what I mean. If he's a boy in form, then use him sparingly as far as the management is concerned. Don't burn them out. It's the last thing Rangers need to do, is burn them out.
It's a marathon, it's not a sprint, Jaffa.
Totally, Ox. And as we were chatting earlier on there, a lot of will depend on what happens. Alec Lowry clearly looked the part the other night on, as Jim was saying, against Stirling Albion. A lot will depend, Ox, what happens at Auchenhowie. And if he is getting integrated into the first team training, as Bridge is quite rightly 100% said there, the other players will start saying, and if he shows up against the kind of professionals, the seasoned pros that we've got at our team and the kind of quality we've got at our team, with guys like Glenn Kamara and James Tavernier, Barisic, Golson, if he's playing against them at Auchenhowie and he's showing up against them, well, the reality of it is, Ox, he will be in the first team and he will get a start, no matter what his age is. And that's the great thing about Giovanni Van Bronckhorst. That's what Van Bronckhorst done at Feyenoord. He brought through a squad of young lads, 17, 18, 19-year-olds, and he had no qualms about doing it. And I know that's the Dutch way, but that's one of the great things, hopefully, that he can bring, I hope anyway, that he can bring to Rangers and getting the young lads through quicker and faster.
And better.
Aye, and better. Clearly.
Aye, we'll see what it takes us, but we're also short up front. Jim, have you had any thoughts about that?
Up front, centre forward wise. Now you're talking about Cedric Itten and the other is always injured. Sometimes we forget he plays for Rangers.
Roof,
aye. But sometimes we forget about them because they've not really proved themselves. They're the two of them in the Rangers jersey yet, as far as I'm concerned. This is only my opinion. I don't want anybody to start shouting me down here. They two haven't proved themselves yet, and we keep throwing them in. Off he's no there, so it'll be interesting. Tomorrow night to see which one, or maybe he may pick both of them to play up front tomorrow night, which will be interesting. I don't know. I really don't know. It'll be interesting to see what Gio does up front. They'll probably get plans for tomorrow night, because we always know what Livingston bring to the party. I've a funny feeling he may play Big Cedric up front, and Roof might be. I don't think he'll play him outright. He might play Scotty Ray outside right, and then Roof will be sitting one of the 5 substitutions.
Right, okay, all right. Have you got any thoughts about the front three, Liz?
I'm going Parsons, Itten and Wright, because I think they play well, and I like Roof, but I think he'll come on as a sub.
I was waiting for you to say you play Big Helander at centre forward to get him.
It's easy play him wherever you win.
Play anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Liz. Now, bringing the tone of the show down.
That's just being polite. No, that's my 3. I think Cedric Itten deserves a bit of a chance, because I don't think he got much game time either when he was.
That's fair. I mean, that's the problem we've got. I mean, Big Itten, maybe 12.
But missing Alfie.
Yeah, but miss Alfie.
Miss Alfie.
you've just got to deal with it. That's modern football.
It is.
You know? Mm-hmm. So we've went Itten, Sakala, and Wright. That seems to be the popular front three.
Yep.
Bridgeman, have you nailed it now? We've discussed
I've got it. For me, Scott Wright on the right. Excuse me. And Itten through the middle, and Sakala on the left.
Okay. If you say that, that's good enough for me, Bridge.
Well, Sakala played there the other night, and he played really, really well, and made a few chances for himself and others, and scored a lovely goal. Lovely goal.
And he's beautiful smile.
I've got one cheek on me. I was on the other night after the...
One cheek.
I know. And I said to all right, Bridgeman. Camden. I said that he fashes the colour was an outside left, but here's me picking my blue outside left tomorrow again.
I don't know if he's an outside left or a centre forward, to be honest. However, he was very successful the other night, and he's not the greatest amount of chances to get playing for us. And all of a sudden, this chance comes up, and he turned it on for himself. The crowd were responding to him and very supportive of him, and he scored a lovely goal. And you can't ask for too much more than that, can you, really?
Oh, well, you were at the game, Bridgeman. It's easier being at the game watched. I see watched in the box. I've said this a few times. It's mother watched on the box. You're better. I keep saying to myself, to my brother, because they'll go to the game. Sometimes I'm working. You're better at the game. You can see it better. Bridgeman, you get a better view sitting watching the cinema.
I don't know. If you've been in his cinema room with that 96-inch television, you get a good view.
Oh, brilliant.
You're all share. Every time he turns the channel, my lights keep flickering.
Oh, magic.
That's what Liz says, I know.
He's most like his electricity connected to yours, Jim, if I know Bridgeman.
Probably. Can't be trusted that man.
Oh, my devil for that. Okay.
Yeah.
He's the only guy I know gets a rebate for his gas and electricity every quarter.
I was wondering why he can't... I was wondering why he can't ask me for my postcode all the time.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. We've met some people for Rangers Radio. Bridges like, what you want, Ox will get it. He's brilliant at it, Jeff. Absolutely brilliant.
Me.
Anyway.
You know what I like, Ox? One wee thing I like for all the training videos and stuff that I've seen and seen Big Itten last week. I love how hungry Big Cedric Itten has come back to Rangers. His enthusiasm and his hunger. I'm not saying it's turned into ability. I get that. I understand that. And putting the ball in the back of the net is what matters. But the big man, he's come back and he looks as hungry, if not hungrier, than he was the first time round.
Yeah. Listen, we've not seen him. He got his goal. He worked hard, and it was every man behind the ball. He should have scored in the first half. He won in either half, and he missed the one in the first half. But listen, we've never questioned Big Itten's attitude. He's always gave us a shift. Yep. Some people like him, some people don't. The ones that don't like him want to be turned around, and he has a good game and scores goals for us because it means the team's successful. But give us a shift, get the goals, make yourself a fan's favourite. That's all you can do when you get that chance. He's got a chance now.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, that's right, Ox. He has got a chance now, but he hasn't really had a big chance. He's not really had a run at it between injuries, and then he get farmed out, and he's back again. It was. I like to hear what Jaffa was saying there. He looks hungry. I don't see the training stuff, but that's great to you. That's great news. If he's hungry, I think if he gets a wee run, 3 or 4, up to 5 games in a row, we might see a different Cedric Itten.
Jim, if I'm Cedric Itten, know what I'm thinking? I'm going out to burst down walls tomorrow night, and then I'm going to do the same on Saturday, and hopefully I might get a start next Wednesday.
Absolutely, Jaffa. You're right. Actually, you're right.
If I'm a centre forward playing at our club at Rangers, and you've got the chances you say tomorrow night to play, and your attitude should be, I'm going out to burst the net tomorrow night, and I'm going to burst it again on Saturday, and then hopefully the manager can't pick me next Wednesday.
Sounds fantastic.
Great philosophy. Hit them to anywhere, give a go.
Right, Liz, what's the score going to be?
3-0.
Oh, I like you a lot.
I usually say 3-0, but all three to score. But I'm going to go for 3-0. And I don't care whether it's two. I think I'll just go Eton first. There we go.
Eton getting the first goal. All right.
It's usually all three for me, but...
Rich, man.
What are you laughing at?
I'm going to go for a 1-0 for me. I'll do me fine.
You're not a greedy man, are you?
Well, I'm not. Absolutely.
No, you're not. No.
I want a win, 3 points. No goals against. Do me fine.
Jim?
My bet's already on. Oh, sure. I've backed us to 1-2-1. I'll go 9-1. I can cash it, but I don't know where the other goals coming for. I hope they don't score, but I've just backed that for a wee. Anyway, that's my bet. I'll back this 2-1.
Okay. Jaffa?
2-0.
2-0.
2-0, 2-0, 3-0.
All right, okay. Yeah.
What about yourself?
Yeah, I'm in the Liz camp.
3-0 person. Yeah. Okay.
I think she's neither. I think we should get there. We've talked about we've not got all our first choice 11, but we should have nothing to fear for Livingston. But stranger things have happened, didn't they?
Indeed.
You know, but I will see where it goes. I'm actually looking forward to see what team he puts out. You know,
be interesting.
See what it
look forward to it, Oxy. I look forward to the team selections you say there. Be excited to see what he does with the midfield. I had the front three actually as well. Are they going to play Bassey? Will they play him or will they not?
Yes.
Well, I hope so.
He will.
The lady has spoken, Jaffa. I think Bassey will play.
I think she's right. I think you're right, Liz.
I think he will. I don't think he's going to drop him.
Listen, Jim, can I thank you for that haggis you sent me, mate? I can't thank you enough. It was superb.
Very good.
It's been a free for 2 years, Oxy. I just watched you doing it.
Where did you catch it, Jim?
Oh, it's been a long time ago. See the number of bullets and shotgun pellets I used to get there, man. I got it eventually.
That freezer of yours, that could tell a story on its own, couldn't it?
Oh, I would tell open up and start shouting at me. When am I getting out of here?
Oh dear. Right, okay. But with some slight technical issues tonight, we couldn't get a couple of callers in, but if you'll know who you are, you've tried to phone in. But it's been great having Big Al on. And of course, good to hear from you, Liz. I hope you've enjoyed it. You're an asset.
I did.
To the show, Liz. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Toes in that Facebook, yeah.
Oh, I do. Oh, especially with Mr. Kelly. He just winds me up.
But we're breathing.
Mr. Alex Kelly, he's just terrible.
Yeah, he's got a lot to put up with. He's a carer for Andy Leeds, isn't he?
Oh, I can. That banter of them two. It's just so good to be able to take part in it because we just love our Rangers, don't we?
Here. And it's always great to hear from you, Liz. Seriously.
Perfect.
Yeah, all right. Jim from Paisley, star as usual, mate. Love your banter, love your carry on.
Happy Thursday, guys.
Cheers. Jaffa?
Thanks for having us, Ox, and thanks for all the other callers that phoned in the show. Great show, great chat. Can't wait for the game tomorrow night. Go on the Rangers.
Here. Right, you okay there, Bridgeman, getting excited?
Oh, I'm pal. You know it. And you know, it's made me even happier. A wee flash come up there. Aberdeen lost tonight against St Mirren. Unbelievable, sir. Unbelievable.
I bet you look back, mate, how many times when they done all right against us. I think that happened the last time they beat Zyber, they lost the next game, you know?
It's no real. It's just no real, you know. I wonder if... no, we're going to ask any more questions about it anyway, so I'm fed up. Are we ready to sign off, or do you want me to say any more? because my
it's up
mind's
to
gone.
you, mate, but if you want to get overtime, keep going.
Okay, I'll sign off then. Can I just say, it's been a great night, Oxford. Fantastic. Great chat, great patter. And all the guys have been brilliant. Thank you to Jaffa for helping me out here in the presentation. Absolutely excellent. And of course, to yourself and the Techie boys. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, and particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, huge game tomorrow night, biggest game of the season. I'm going to have one more sleep and a nap. That's me. I'm ready to go. So everybody, keep it going for the Rangers and give it big licks tomorrow, Rangers. Right in there.
I hope everybody enjoyed their Burns night. Thanks to Big Al, Liz, our Jim from Paisley, and of course Jaffa and Bridgeman for doing the show. Thanks to Fox and Old School Blue for doing the technicals, and everybody for taking part in Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night at 6:45 with an interesting pre-match show where we'll get the team. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. See you tomorrow evening. Take it away. Old School Blue.